What is nettle? Dot package remove fader. How do I clean up brew? I know there's a command for this. It's like purge. Brew purge command. Brew cleanup. -- purge. No? Prune. All. There we go. All right. So we're updated there. Let's jump back over to here. And the problem we were having last time was around extending the name to have this encoded field, which I think I have an answer for. Dude, Discord is the worst app to start up of all time. So bad. Where did this go? Dude, I keep telling the front-end engineers to use EffectTS. When asked why I have such a motive for Effect, I because Dylan Mulroney is a smoke show. They haven't adopted it yet. I don't know how or why that argument isn't convincing them. That doesn't clock for me. That argument should work. Just Keep being persistent. I'm sure you'll get there. Oh, come on. Where did I post this thread? I hate Discord. It is so hard to find what I'm looking for. Did I do it under schema? Did I do it under core org? There we go. Found it. Huddle chat. We're going to grab you. Copy this. Bring this over here. Wow, that worked terribly. Damn, okay. I guess I just copy and paste it. Const. Alright. One thing I don't love about having a split keyboard is the minute it gets bumped, it's so hard to get it back into the position I want it. So it's going to be const underscore equals schema dot array dot schema dot uint8 array from self dot pipe schema dot filter schema dot is schema dot struct excuse me. This one, actually. Wait, why didn't that work? All right, that looks like that works. Name encoded byte lengths. All right, does this get used anywhere yet? We want to use U here. And then down here. Why did I make this mutable? Yeah, that was a weird problem. I don't think I need a bunch of this. Or maybe I do. take U, do that. And if we do a declare const x, which is a name with encoded byte lengths, we should see x dot boom. That's exactly what we want. Get rid of this line. We're going to take this function. Where do we add the what backend do I use? I write a lot of Node, but I've written backends in many different languages. I've written services in Java, in Node, in Elixir, in OCaml, in Go. I think I said that. Java. What else have I done? I've done some stuff in Rust. What else? I think that's mostly it. I've had to work around a C++ code base, but I've never written C++ myself. Oh, this is interesting. This doesn't seem to be actually name with encoded. Does it need the AST? It's weird that that's not giving me a type error. That is weird. Where is my question schema? All right, I think we're just gonna return a new struct because it doesn't seem to be doing what I want. It's kind of weird. What up, Mizzy? How do I want to do this? While I'm stuck on this problem, chat, I'm going to go run in the bathroom and let my dogs out and prepare my next cup of coffee. Because I don't know exactly how I want to do this. I want to give it some thought here for a second. Yeah. I know what my choices are. It's like we can return a tuple, we can keep fighting this, we can return a struct. Yeah, I'm gonna think about it. I'll be right back in like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. Actually, in the interim, Matt Pocock put out a video on Effect, so we're gonna watch that. Matt Pocock. He finally did it. I'm back. I've decided what we're gonna do. I'm doing a struct. I've decided. I've made up my mind. I will move this video to the side so we can keep watching because it's very good. What up, Mattia? Thank you for the raid. Mr. Arnoldi, how are we? All right. Because this doesn't seem to be working, we're just going to use a struct. Where is that name? Let's see here. I was trying to use all right, I'm having issues talking over Matt. Sorry, Matt. Chat, if you want to listen to Matt, you should go watch the video. It's very good. So Julio gave me a snippet last week on Thursday or Friday about attaching I basically wanted to extend the array and add a property to it. Where is this? With encoded byte lengths. He gave me this solution for basically refining a schema, but it doesn't seem to work with transform or fail. I don't know if it's a bug or not. So if I come down here, well, first let me validate the type here. So if we do type underscore, let me give this 2/ no, I want 2/1. And we do type of name with encoded byte lengths dot type. We get an array with this intersection of encoded byte length. However, if I then update this schema down here, this transform or fail going from a uint array, and we say name with encoded byte length, I don't get any type errors here. It's like totally fine with me ignoring the intersection. I don't return with encoded byte length on here at all, right? Like, here's my array, not on there, and then likewise in encode, not there, and I don't get any type errors. So it doesn't seem to like refinements or something. Try to do schema.type schema, the array thing. So you're saying const underscore equals schema okay. So theoretically then, all right, I have to remind myself, offset, name with encoded. So the offset should be what we want. We pass that in there, that'll be name offset. Okay, there we go. And now encoded byte length. Okay, that works. Gotcha. Yeah, I wrote a bunch of Svelte late last year with Effect. All right, so we got the encoded byte lengths now. No, this project doesn't have a front end at all. Right now, this is just like a straight up packet DNS packet parser that takes binary and spits out a struct. Okay, so we have that name with encoded byte array. I'm thinking we want this to be all right. Now I've got myself confused. I can't remember why we went down this rabbit hole. Oh, I do remember. So we could write a name decoder. Yeah. And we could just yield star the name here. And instead of doing this, we would do something like yield star. Where's my, I forget what I named this. Where's the name parser, name parser? I need to split this stuff out. This file's getting too big. It might be time. It actually might be time. I might have Claude split this out after we get this. Decode name. Yeah. Oh, so I am doing that already. So that means I should have qname dot encoded byte length noise. Which this happens to work here because we can read backwards through memory on a question, but we can't read backwards through memory on a resource record. That's probably where we're failing right now. I'm betting. So we get our name here. We should delete to there. Our offset is going to be name dot encoded byte length. All right, so we should be failing under All right, so what test is that? Validates name round trip consistency across contexts. What's up, Neil? Good morning, MS. Yeah, all right. We just have too much code. I'm gonna have Claude split this up. I have too much code in one file, and it's making it difficult to work with. Come up with a plan to nil Do Merkins pronounce nil as nail? No, nil. Nil, N-I-L. Break at index into smaller files/modules, and do the same with at RFC. Files should be grouped logically. I don't know what that means, but go for it. Ten hours of nothing. Dude, you're the worst. That was my reaction. You just got it. Here, you can have your points back. Reject. Boom, your points are back. Do you think JS has a future? JS is the future. JS is not, yeah, it's for better or worse. It is the most widely used programming language. It's the most accessible programming language. It can run anywhere, which no other language can really truly say. And AI is probably the best at writing JS across the board for the most broad amount of contexts. I don't think Python's a dead language. I'm not saying that, but for better or worse, JavaScript's not going anywhere. Likewise with Node. I don't think Node's going anywhere. I mean, Node might get... I can see a world where the default runtime for JavaScript on the server becomes Bun. I think Bun has a really compelling story and has a even more compelling team behind it. So I could see a world where the majority of server-side JavaScript is run with the Bun runtime, but I can imagine some FSD vehicle. I don't know what FSD is. There are military satellites that have Node.js running on them, and they have since 2015. I know that for a fact. Fully self-driving. Is that what that stands for? I would not be surprised if Teslas have Node running in them somewhere, to be honest. I should have switched to Sonnet instead of doing Opus here. Using Opus was a mistake on this. Actually, you know what? I think you're right, Ethan. I think Tesla leans heavily into React Native. What model do we think is best at Effect? I think Sonnet's pretty damn good at Effect. I haven't been using it a lot, but Gemini is also very good, but that's probably a function of its context window. I don't know. I think this current gen of models is very good at effect across the board, especially once you're in an established code base. And I'm finding that using the MCP server, um, even starting, it's pretty good. Nah, I'm not using the Gemini CLI because I can't use it for work because it will train on your code, um, and I get Cloud Code Max paid for by work. So like, why bother? I need to install OpenCode. In fact, we should probably try OpenCode. I just want to get past this. Like, I want to be able to. I want to spend time on setting up OpenCode, and I also just don't want to. I just want to get done with this packet parser, so we can write the actual interface around the DNS resolver and move on from this. But I already have it installed. No, it does not need to be backwards compatible. It does not need to be backwards. Oh, whatever, continue. I don't care, I'll go clean this up myself. Got a take-home test over a tech interview for this new job interview. I'm so happy. Bro, why are you interviewing and it's not at Vercel? Oh, this is probably a big week for you, Winchester, with Prime. It sounds like Prime's going to be doing some Elixir on stream this week. I don't get commission. I don't get referral bonuses at Vercel. Because I want to hire good people that I want to work with. And I want to hire people that are going to help make Vercel better. That's how you should be building up a company. Dude, I have plenty of people willing to write effect. I have a whole team. There's 5 or 6 of us that write effect full time all day. Imagine having a team of 6 devs. 5? Hold on. Mark, me, Ethan, Elliot, Reese. 5 of us. Oh, and Ryan. Yeah, 6 of us. Can't forget the intern. My team's intern is insanely talented. The kid has like probably the best communication skills from an intern that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like he's very good at communicating and understanding what he needs to communicate and how and to who. He'll be very successful wherever he ends up. Hopefully we end up hiring. That's the goal. It's funny. A leader at our company was like, bro, you should just drop out of college and go full time. Which, honestly, not the worst idea, depending on your situation. Oh my god, I hate using Opus for code refactoring because Opus is so freaking slow. I should have just switched this to Sonnet. I'm stoked that Matt Pocock's falling in love with Effect. It's the best thing ever. Recruitment still got a bit of a backlog at Vercel, dude. Oh yeah, I mean our we get thousands of applications per open role. But your application should have seen movement in an email last week, I believe. I had somebody look into that. I'm not logged into my work email right now. Bet. I want to stop this thing. There should be some failing tests. Should be some failing tests due to incorrect impulse. Just make sure there are no failing tests due to type errors. What's the salary range for Vercel in the EU? I don't actually know. Let's find out. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to go down to... Probably can get the careers page from here. Yeah. United States, Canada, blah, 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 blah. United Kingdom, that's an A. Our dev roles are down here. Here's a remote Germany, Netherlands, United Kingdom. Oh, we don't list it. I can probably find this. I can probably check this internally on Greenhouse. Berlin, London. Here we go. This is a Berlin, London, Netherlands role, so same thing, and it's 196 to 294. Oh, that's CA base pay. I don't know. You're gonna get paid well, and you're gonna get RSUs, which is the truly attractive thing I think right now, in my opinion. Yo, bro, do not use as any. Are you outside of your mind? This software powers NASA spaceships. Do you want that blood on your hands? Yo, bro, what? We're gonna have to clean up some AI slop here. Damn, what a prompt. Sometimes you just gotta yell at the AI. It's still doing it. Look at this. Yeah, for real. I don't know if that's a good salary or not. But I'll tell you, if you can get some RSUs right now, I would scoop them up. All right, let's go clean up this AI slop. Because I guarantee you there is a fucking ton of slop in here. Let's start with, we'll go through our index and we'll go file by file. Types, what are we doing here? There's not a... I don't even know what you would name this file. Buffer. What would be a good name for this buffer? I need to get this set up to use my Claude subscription. What's up, Maxwell? Our interviews aren't bad. We have like a relatively long interview process in my opinion, but none of our interviews are like that difficult. Like our live coding one, our live codes, they're not bad. Like they're not super leak codey. Like if you had to look at the difficulty of, if I had to compare the difficulty of our live code to like leak code, it would be a leak code easy, but it's also more based in reality than any leak code problem. And at least what I'm looking for in those interviews is not you getting the perfect, optimize space-time complexity answer. It's you talking through your thought process, iterating on your design, considering trade-offs now, and iterating and just considering trade-offs the entire time. We have a system design interview, which is like your run-of-the-mill system design. Like it's not anything crazy. We have an hour-long interview where you build a tiny full stack app. So I'll have a front-end component and an API component, and you get to choose where you want to spend the majority of your time. And that interview is designed for you to like flex your skills. Like if you're really, really good at like, CSS, right? You want to spend most of your time really shining through on your CSS skills, or maybe you love doing like server side stuff and you want to implement like rate limiting and blah, 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 blah. It's basically an open-ended 1 hour. Here's the bare feature set that you need to implement, and then spruce up the areas that you think you're best at. And then after that, it's just like your typical soft skills interviews, right? So it's not bad in my opinion. The hardest part about Vercel's interview process is getting the phone screen, just because of the number of candidates we have apply. Which is why, like, if you can get a referral, you're way more likely to end up there. Did you move to NeoVim from VS Code? I did move to NeoVim from VS Code. I did that back in 2021 when I was working at a startup that had a giant TypeScript monorepo. And at the time, I was having actual I was having actual like input lag in VS Code. And it was just a miserable experience. And I had already started playing with Vim movements in VS Code. So one weekend I just sat down and I went through TJ's, what repo is that? Kickstart NeoVim. And I went line by line and I started breaking it out into the like canonical idiomatic way to configure NeoVim, and I made sure I learned what every single line was doing. And that was also really good practice using NeoVim because I wrote my NeoVim config using NeoVim. I don't love this as types. I think I want to call it, whatever, we'll call that types for now. What do we have in constants? This should be in resource record.
Functions describe
this is
the
stupid.
world.
Header. This looks good. I want to get the stuff out of it. I hate that constants file. This file pisses me off. Let's go to QType. We can move this all. Let's take QType schema, and we're going to move that, both of these, back into that. What was this thing doing? Why would it export? Do you guys see this? Why would it choose to do this right here, this export? But up here it was like, we'll just export Q class. Fucking AI, dude.
It's the gospel of the camel.
AI is so stupid
I speak
sometimes,
the gospel
I
of the
swear.
dunes. The sand is in my veins. Come right
Thank
on
you
camel
for
with
the
today.
sub. Appreciate you. You have too much free time? Dude, I did that at work. And that's not true. I did take a weekend to write my NeoVim config, but it necessitated, like, I could not work, Mike. Like, I was in a mono repo probably like 80% the size of Vercel's back in 2021, and the language server, or I don't know if it was the language server or if it surely wasn't the language server, because moving to NeoVim, well, I guess at the time NeoVim would have been using TSLS, and so there would have been different language server implementations. So maybe it was, I don't know. I was getting legit input lag in VS Code, and switching over fixed it. The other unexpected consequence that I had from switching from VS Code to NeoVim was that in my early 20s, I had actually from like 19 to like 20, my mid 20s, I had a ton of RSI pain in my forearm. Like I used to sleep with a splint, or like a compression splint on my arm, on my hand and wrist, to help with RSI pain. And 2 weeks after switching to NeoVim and using Vim key bindings full time, my RSI pain completely resolved itself after like probably close to a decade. And I think it was from like going like this off my keyboard to my mouse, right? Like I'd be like this, go over for my mouse. And I think that's what was causing RSI pain for all those years. What up, Zen? Yeah, I'm on QWERTY. I have a Voyager with custom layers and stuff, but largely on QWERTY. QType schema. Shouldn't. So I basically want to take this whole file Move that over to question. And I want to move you under there. So that's down here. That goes there. Q class, that's right here. I don't like that this like refactored shit for me. Okay, that is actually what I did before. This is fine. Decode Q class, that goes here. All right, there we go. All right, let's check. Is there anything else in here? No. Anything in here? Nope, that's good. Let's go to, sure. Question test. There's going to be type errors in here, I'm sure. Or not. Edge case test. All right. All right, let's make sure it didn't add any like super bad slop in question. The important ones, yeah, let's just do a full scan over. That looks good. That looks good. Here we go. I knew there was going to be one. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. That doesn't need to go. We can just get rid of this index. The test probably use that index though. I don't like this being called. Well, let's also do a %s and get rid of the .js. You don't need that. All right, question. That looks good there. That looks good. This all looks good. All right. Question looks good.
You look good.
What's up?
Hold on, can I mute?
Yeah.
Did I do it?
No, it'll change color. Okay.
That's all. Love you. Goodbye.
Bye. Alright, let's go review the header code. I want to get rid of that JS again. There we go. Bit, nibble, bit, uint3, nibble, uint3, uint, nibble. All that looks good from header. That all still looks good. Okay, that looks good. Let's check labels. Get rid of that. Schema AST is not needed. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. We can do, you can make this opaque. Schema, or is it? Pretty sure it's schema dot type, and we can do type of, and this will be name dot type. Oh, right. That's why we had to do that. That's fine. Okay, that looks good there. Name with encoded bytes. I'm thinking I might end up making name with encoded bytes just be name, but we will we'll hodl on that. It made no sense if you listen ignorance, as you say, and out anyway. Okay, that all looks good. All right, name looks good. I don't know why we would have to do that. Encode name from decode name. We do want to do that for testing. Although no, we don't really need to export the schemas, right? That probably breaks some of our tests. Labels. Type check. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll export that. That should fix that. Name. Okay, so that's not exported as a type. We can fix that. Oh, what the fuck just happened? Go file. Down to the bottom. Go to this guy. And we're just going to say export. Let's see if we can get an opaque type. We probably can't here, if I had to guess. Name with encoded bytes. So we'll take this here. Oh, we have this. Well, export interface. There we go. That's not even used. What up, kitty? All right, so everything in name looks good here. Next bit is going to be resource record, which I know that I want to get a bunch of stuff out of constants. Like, I don't know why I made this constants file. Like, this annoys me. Let's take this, and we're going to delete all of these. I went to Linkin Park concert. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm jealous. I wanted to go to the show they had after Chester passed. I had a friend go to it, and it looked amazing. Alright, I'm not vibing with this song. Sometimes VTS, the language server I started using for TypeScript, gets a little wonky. It's a little bit, in some way, it's faster, but also less reliable than TSLS. I can't wait to have the Go language server. Life is going to be so much better, and we're so close to having it. Why did that happen, chat? What? Oh. That's so dumb. I don't know if you guys picked up what happened there, but it was using that dot as a wildcard character and capturing on that. Dumb. All right. Whoops. What's your step setup for Claude Code? I tried to set up yesterday with the vertical split toggle turn, but it was hella buggy. I use tmux. Here, I'll show you. Let me just get this type fixed. So I always have a terminal down here. Like I always just like, I love having a terminal collapsed below my code editor. So that's a separate tmux pane. And you see this square right here? That icon right there tells me that I know that a terminal is collapsed. So if I press my tmux leader key and I press M for maximize or minimize, that opens my terminal down there, right? And I can just go back and forth. And I can come down here and I can do the same key, maximize. When I press leader key M, I maximize this pane. And if I can jump between my two tmux panes. I use tmux nvim navigator as my the plugin to make interop between neovim and tmux work. So I can just do control J and K and L and H to go between my tmux panes. And if I want to jump down here, I can press leader key M for maximize, and then I just go into Claude, and then I have this running right here. And if I don't want to be in Claude, I come back up, minimize it, boom. So that's kind of been my workflow. I'm not using tmux. I'm very excited for the day that Ghosty gets a programmable API and I can ditch tmux. Although I'm playing around with using Claude Code for my phone with a SSH plugin, and tmux is nice for that. So I don't know. We'll see. Bro, my steak tweet popped off. I cooked the world's greatest steak last night, chat. Look how perfect that is. Perfectly medium rare in the center. Let me see, I have another picture. Where are my photos? Let's see if this synced. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at that. Look at that, chat. Tell me that's not the perfect steak. Just absolutely nailed it. Whoops. Unstoppable at cooking steak. All right, chat, you have to go all share this video right here. If you haven't shared Pocock's video on Effect yet, it's a mandate that you must share it to be involved with the stream. It's still mooing? Oh, give me a break. It's not still mooing. I saw someone on Twitter set that up. Set up what? Sorry, it goes against my morals. Well, you have an exception, Ryan Winchester. Oh, I said, yeah. I need to figure out a good setup. Sam Rose has a good setup that he was teaching me about, so I'm gonna try to emulate what he did. All right, let's type check again. All right, great. We're type checked. So now let's. I want to run my test. Let's go into oil, and let's run labels first. Fun run test. Watch labels. Will that pass through? Yeah, there we go. All right, so we do have a failing test. So let's figure out what that is. Binary encoding, decoding, validate specific wire format cases. Wire format cases. This one. So let's do dot only on here. And how many describe blocks do we have in here? Several. Okay, so let's say, I think it's in binary and encoding. We still have I guess it's under I don't think dot only always works. Validate specific wire format cases. What is the describe block that you're in? Oh, you're in name. It's still running multiple. I think this is because it's top level. Let's say skip. Winnie! Sorry for the barking dogs, y'all. Me and my mates were playing Halo 3 and Halo Reach last night, and I had 3 Days Grace playing. Dude, that sounds amazing. I had a good tech interview, though, the other day. I had to design a Jira replacement. It made me think, fuck, I could do that. All right, wait, where's the wire format test that was failing? All right, let's skip this. Skip Yeah, this should probably run no test now. Yeah. We should get a failure in here now. Wait, where the hell were we getting the failing test from? I thought this thing was failing. Here. Ah. There's a nested describe block under here. All right, that's fine. Line 425. Let's start with that first expect and see if we're passing that. All right, that passes. Let's test the next set of expects. That passes. That passes. Whoops. That passes. So good. All right, here we go. We might actually have a bug here. uint8 array, is this, what is this, decoding? That should be, yeah, invalid. So if we decode name from that, let's go to that function. We come in here. The length needs to be we need to do a length validation. Yeah, basically this one here. We want to come in here before we make the data view. uint 8 array is less than 2. Must be at least 2 bytes or more. That's the uint8 array. Okay, that fixes that. That's like kind of that's a naive check, but it technically works. I haven't written Scala in so long. The requirements tech-wise are Scala type level or ZIO. Just use ZIO. It's basically, that's exactly what effect is. All right, so I think we have all of the tests passing now in this file. Let's get rid of U and then look for skips. These should all pass now. All right, all of our label stuff looks good. I'm gonna ask Claude to write a test. I want to switch the model to Sonnet. In at labels, in at label test, add some test coverage for name with encoded byte length. Add, say, comprehensive. Dude, you're making me want to go play Halo 3 again. Dude, Halo 3, Gears of War, the original Gears of War, Call of Duty 4, like that was my shit back in the day. Gaming stream when? I have once we ship our new search by experience it for sale, I'm taking a nice little work-life balance break and playing Oblivion and some Baldur's Gate. No, I'm not gonna go on holiday. I'm not gonna take PTO. It's just I work a lot in the evenings right now, and I'm going to not do that as much after we ship that for a bit. Dude, facts, Liam. Oh, Cadillac are understood to be exploring Yuki Tsunoda. Bro, my hot take is that Yuki is not that good. I don't think Yuki should have a seat next year. That's my take. I don't think Yuki should have a seat. Debatable if Liam Lawson should have a seat. Lance Stroll should certainly not have a seat. Maybe not Colapinto. I don't know. I really like Colapinto as a driver, but he needs to get his shit together a little bit. I am live. Do not touch the implementation code. I will use TDD to correct it. just ensure that tests are comprehensive, correct, and high quality. Saw you liked my tweet and figured I'd follow, but I didn't expect you to be streaming. Oh, I am here. I think I've found that Opus is good at planning, and then I like using Sonnet to basically spin out. Like I make Opus plan plans that can be concurrent across subagents, and then I make Sonnet do the subagent stuff. All right. Oh my god. Decode from uint 8 array. Type schema. This returns Mike Arnaldi, are you still here? Oh wait, hold on. Wait, what is happening here? Name encoded, decode name from uint 8 array. This should be fine. That uses the type schema there. Name with encoded bytes. Oh wait, this totally broke itself? Hold on. Why did it do that? Dot pipe schema dot filter. This is what you get for using AI. Schema dot is schema dot struct. Encoded byte length is going to be schema dot number. Where's that test file? Do we go in and we fix? All right, chat. What do we think about this? Yeah, I'm on Xbox. My Xbox or my gamer tag is I scatter rubbish. How do we feel about? Oh, there's a story there, Colin. There is a story there that involves almost having a warrant out for my arrest, having to drive through a blizzard to get to a court case, having the court case thrown out, having a cop go way too hard in court, and the NSA. It's a whole thing. How do we feel about extending the array prototype, basically, which is what we're doing here? I think I'm just going to return to struct. I think we are going to change what a name is. I think we're going to say a name is going to be schema. Let's just say name v2. Let's take this and let's copy. Like, this is causing me too many headaches now. Let's come in here, say v2. We'll say we're going to have a schema.struct, and we're going to have labels, which will be this guy. We'll have that, and then we're going to have a encoded byte length will be a schema.number. And we'll yoink these annotations. Because that's basically what a name becomes anyways. It's just labels with extra validation. I can almost do this transform here. So let's take v2. Let's get rid of this name with encoded bytes. We're going to do name toggle diagnostics for a second. Sweet. I don't log in that often, but just been playing Oblivion Remastered. What a nerd. I fucking love Oblivion Remastered. We're going to go to name and name v2. And then down here, no, we want the decode. This is going to change into any. And we want to go to name. This should really be labels. And this should be mutable label array. CA. We'll do a export type label equals type of label dot type. We'll go back down here. That should be good now. Never is missing from. There we go. We push the label, labels.push, and then we return in here labels, and then encoded byte length will be offset there. And then name dot, this will be dot labels dot length, labels. Same here. Name dot labels index labels name dot labels. Okay. Name. And then we can say this is going to be, we'll rename this to name from uint8 array. And then we can get rid of name. Let's just get rid of this. And we'll delete u because we don't need this anymore. And v2 is not a thing. And that's going to probably cause some type errors in question. Oops. Yep. Labels dot length. That's going to be like all of these. Dot labels dot length. Dot labels dot length. Dot labels. Dot labels. Dot labels. We want to go down here, and it's going to be basically the same thing. Dot labels. Dot labels. Dot labels. Dot labels. Arbitraries, number or undefined. We're gonna have Claude fix this, 'cause I don't feel like doing this. All right, we refactored name. I removed name with encoded bytes, bytes length, and refactored the core name type to now be a struct with labels and encoded bytes length. Update our tests and arbitraries to reflect this. Come up with a detailed step-by-step file by file, or step by step, change by change plan to make these changes. Never touch implementation files. Ultra think. Good luck, buddy. I got a good tweet. That's funny. Shared my question a bit ago about how you run multiple agents. Oh yeah, let me go find that. I'm gonna have to scroll up in chat over here. Hold on, my chat is not connecting over here. Oh, Code with Josh, are you still here? I missed a question from you too. I'm gonna answer Dev's question first. How do you run multiple agents? So the way I do it is I turn on planning mode with Opus generally. I mean, Sonnet's fine at it too. And I say, I basically tell it to come up with a plan for breaking the work up into tasks that can be done concurrently and parallelized without any sort of conflict, and to also create a plan for orchestrating sub-agents slash tasks, and it does pretty good. Code with Josh asked, you work at Vercel? If you don't mind my asking, what work are you and your team working on currently? Also, what's it like working at Vercel? Do they have offices or fully remote? I don't know if you're still here, Josh, but I work on the domains team. Hold on, let me ask the other questions. Yeah, we work on the domains team. We're working on a bunch of different things right now. The big project we have is rewriting our search by and registrar services. So searching, buying, renewing, transferring domains. I work on DNS and certificates and TLS and aliasing. I love working at Vercel. It's probably my favorite job I have had. And we have several offices: New York, San Francisco, Berlin, London. I think that's all of them. But yeah, I work fully remote. Yeah, not quite. We haven't expanded to New Zealand yet. I love coffee chat. So good. One second, chat. All right. All 10 pass. Let's go. All right. Let's run our labels test. I kind of suspect there's probably more failing. Yeah. So we have a bunch of A's in an array. Let's go look at this test. Let's close that. And this is going to be in labels test.
The world.
Oh, dude, come on. How are we having... Brother. What is this thing doing? Test labels. Length is possibly undefined. Wire format. All right, fine, we'll do 0. Or actually, I guess we can do that here, right? What up, Suyash? God, get out of there. Labels, please. All right. Type side expected validates RFC size limits in wire format. All right, so let's find that test. Wire format. Dude, what is this thing doing? Fix the type errors in at label freaking bot. I'm doing well, Suyash. How are you? I don't know how it thought its last thing was acceptable. Sometimes you just gotta yell at AI chat. It's probably because I have it hasn't compacted in a while. I think it just self-compacted. I think that's wrong. I think I want to... let me check that for me. That'll work. This definitely broke the question ones too. But that's okay. We'll go through and fix those. Now that we have a actual, what this work this morning bought us is the ability to parse names off the wire and keep track of the total encoded length of the labels or the parts of a domain name. So like a name is a domain name. That's the thing we're working on here. And a domain name in a DNS packet has the format of it comes in and the first byte is it's a single byte and it says what the length of the next label is, or the next part of the name, which would be like if it's dev.example.com, the first label is dev, and so the first byte would be 3, and that's saying, hey, the next label you're going to parse is 3 bytes long. So you go, okay, I see 3, and then we parse DEF, and then we hit another length label or length byte, and it says example is length 7. So we're going to parse the next 7 bytes. So now we can do that with a single basically function rather than hand rolling that for every place and doing it manually. All right, this does look like he took care of the type errors. And okay, let's run our tests again. Everything is passing. Excellent. Let me go accept a calendar invite chat. Sorry, I'm scheduling a meeting here with somebody. Great. Okay. Yeah, the giveaway is real. We had somebody win back in September. Dang. That was a close one. All right, so we've got our parsing working. Let's run our header test next. Make sure that's good. They should be good. Now let's do our questions. Yeah, here we go. Handles internet nationalized domain names. All right, let's go open the question test. That would make sense. That should be labels. And this is probably going to be, that should be labels. This will be labels. Paste that there. And we'll say this is going to be encoded byte length. I'm just going to do 0 for now. What is this subset about? Did I spell labels wrong? Chat, I think I spelled labels wrong. Yep. Queue name. This will be encoded byte length. I'll just say 0. And that will be dot labels. Okay, got that. Great. Now the next test suite we want to run is going to be resource record. So just come down here and run resource. Yep, there's probably tests or the same type of errors in here. Yep. So we labels. And we'll do encoded byte length. 7. Anchor on that, whoa. Labels. And that will be encoded byte length. Will be 5. Same thing here. And that'll be 5 as well. Coded byte length is 5. Then one more time. Yeah, that was a fast interview, dude. Encoded byte length. Gonna be 5. All right, we got those passing. Let's go. All right, let's see what tests we don't have passing in general now. All right, we've got things passing in edge cases or failing in edge cases. Gotcha, easy one. All right, let's go to edge cases. I'm just gonna have Cloud fix this. I don't want to do this. Move the edge case tests to their respective modules, e.g. name/label edge cases go to the labels test. And then 2, make sure all tests are type checked and using the new labels encoded byte length type for names. No, I'm not, Maxwell. I'm just popping open a tmux pane down at the bottom. What up, Vafi? It's going well. How about you? We're gonna look at this customer report here. Yeah, I agree with what this person's saying. It's really annoying. Bro, what is wrong with Twitter messages? Dude, it's like, it just doesn't load at all. It's so bad. Here's a relevant tweet for you, Ethan. Studying systems, well, I read this wrong, but studying systems design. Play Factorio while listening to Gold Rat's books. All you gotta do is play Factorio, dude. To be honest, every job I've got, system design was never in the interview process. That's wild. I love system design interview questions. I like answering them, and I like giving them. Like I can gauge a candidate's skill level and fit for my team or another engineering team way more effectively in a system design interview than I can in a live coding interview. 100% of the time. Like if I had to only ever give one interview round to a candidate, I would do systems design rather than coding. Yeah, 100%. Slate's all fucked up. I see that name validation is only checking the raw label bytes. No, do not adjust tests to pass if the implementation is wrong. Do not ever update implementation code. Your job is to ensure that tests are correct, sound, high quality, and comprehensive. It is okay for tests to fail if the impl is incorrect. I will use TDD to fix it. I should. I should add that. We'll do this, and we'll come over here, and we'll go here. Not that. We'll bring this over, and we'll go here, and we're gonna have Claude turn this into the best rule it can be. So let's go to Claude.ai. Turn this into an effective, oops, that's not what we wanted. Claude.md rule. Ensure it is worded to maximize its effectiveness with Claude Code and Anthropic models. Perfect. Let's go to Claude.md. I kind of want to just rewrite the Claude MD. Hold on here. Foo.markdown. We're gonna have it reinit. Let's go into here. Do this, remove Claude.markdown, and we're gonna go Claude, and then we're gonna do a /init, and then we'll add our new rule to what it comes up with. All right. You want G. While this is going, let's find someone to stream. I got to wrap up. I'm taking a meeting here in a minute with our good friend Ryan Vogel. Who do we want to raid today? Let's see what this says first, actually. I didn't expect that to finish this quickly. Point, blah, blah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, great. Dude, why can that not just like pipe that into the file? Thank you. Claude.markdown, and we're gonna do this. Let's take this and we'll move that here, and we'll do can I get an H5 here? There we go. There we go. Is the DNS just for you or is it for the job? I'm working on, I'm going to end up writing a resolver API around this. Right now we've written a packet parser, a DNS packet parser in Effect. We need to essentially, the packet parser is pretty much finished with the exception of compression. This morning we finished what we started last Thursday, which was writing the ability to, or we basically wrote a parser for names that keeps track of the full length of the encoded name, the encoded domain name. And that's going to enable us to do, to decode and encode compression much easier. Once compression's done, we will build a interface around the packet parser. So things like requesting A records, requesting TXT records, like an actual what you would expect from a DNS resolver API. And then we're going to try to get it into the standard library of Effect in their platform package. Split out files plus tests, finish standalone name parsing with encoding length tracking, git push. All right, let's go find someone to raid, y'all. Raid channel. Who we got? Eduardo's going. Janet's going. Oh, we're going for Tej. Rain some elixir. All right, chat. Have a great Monday. We will be back tomorrow.